Quarterbacks with most to prove, with or without spleens in 2022. That's our draft today. And also, we had a little controversy during the break. We thought maybe we had done this one before. We did some quick research. We have not done this one recently, so or at least for this year. So quarterbacks with the most to prove in 2022. Chris, who do you have?
I think I'm going to go with, I'm trying to stay away from some of the rookie quarterback stuff. I know there's that out there. We know they got more to prove, the Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilsons. I think Carson Wentz is the guy I'm going to go with first. I mean, Carson Wentz, it's all about this year. This is it. This is it. This is it. If it doesn't go well and he doesn't play well and rebuild his reputation a little bit, he will be a backup for a long time. That's what's going to happen. So I look at him as being this is put up or shut up time for Carson Wentz in all areas of being a quarterback if you want to continue to be a starter for a franchise in the future.
I'm going with a guy who's currently a man without a country, Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Wherever he lands, however it plays out, wherever he goes, he has a lot to prove to everyone, and especially the Cleveland Browns, who have kicked him to the curb, not yet officially, for Deshaun Watson. So whoever gets Baker Mayfield is getting a guy with a chip on his shoulder and a stick up his butt, and he is going to be ready to have the best season of his career, and he's going to need to because that's his way to secure his career beyond 2022.
Yeah, I agree with you there 100%. And I don't know, just the more time that goes by, I just go, how is he not going to end up in Seattle and be the quarterback there? Or at least competing with Drew Lock in some capacity? I just feel like that's just going to happen at some point.
What if he doesn't want to go there? What if he doesn't want to?
I don't. Yeah.
What if he says, cut me? Well, cut me. I want to go to Pittsburgh.
Oh, maybe. I know you love that Pittsburgh angle for sure.
And Detroit.
Detroit makes sense too. That'd be one. I'm with you there. Detroit and Seattle for sure. Pittsburgh. I wonder whether he's their cup of tea or if they really want to play that style of football. That'd be the only thing I question a little bit. Next one for me. I'm going to Daniel Jones of the New York Giants. Yeah, it's a huge year. I mean, I think if Daniel Jones is everything the Giants want at quarterback, they just want to see some better results on the football field. And I think the Giants realize that the results on the football field, they're hard to come by with, like we talked about earlier in the show, with the worst offensive line in football and 3 different offensive minds in your, first 3 years in the NFL. Just not easy to deal with all of that. So I think they realize that, but he's allowed to prove. If he wants to be the future of the Giants and be their guy, this is a huge year for Daniel Jones.
See, I can't pick Daniel Jones one way or the other, not because you've taken him, but because I want to know whether they're picking up the 5th-year option before I know how much he has to prove. If they don't pick up the 5th-year option, he's got a lot more to prove. If they pick it up and he's secured through 23, doesn't have quite as much to prove this year. How did we get this far without a Tua sighting? No excuses, 2022. For Tua Tagovailoa, with everything they've done to improve the team around him, and they bring in Mike McDaniel, who's going to come up with the best way possible to use him. If he fails this year, it is on him. No one else but him. No excuses for Tua in 2022, and he's got a chance to prove all the haters wrong and prove Tuanon right for believing in him as fervently as they have. All right, quarterbacks with the most to prove in 2022, round 3 of our draft for this Tuesday edition of PFT Live. Chris, you're up.
There's some good quarterbacks out there that got some stuff to prove, too. I mean, Kyler Murray's up in the conversation with me, but I'm going to go with Russell Wilson. I am. I know there's other ones that, we know that are not proven yet, but this is more of like the proven, but can he prove to us that he is like like Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, and he can really run an offense like that and be that. There's no excuses now. It's all about that. We know that's what he wanted. Nathaniel Hackett, all he's talked about is making the offense exactly the way Russell Wilson wants it, and he's got talent across the board to go along with it. So there's pressure on him to see, wait, are you really what you say you are, and one of those guys that can carry the team all the time?
I'm going to finish with, and I could go in a bunch of different directions here. I thought about Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
He's got plenty to prove.
Definitely.
Whenever he plays. We're not quite sure when that's going to be. I'm going to settle on Lamar Jackson for one very important reason.
Yeah.
He has chosen to make this the year that he uses as the centerpiece for his future, that he doesn't want to negotiate his contract. Ravens ready to give it to him. He doesn't want it. He wants to do it after the season. Something that occurred to me earlier today, Chris. The Ravens are going to have a hell of a decision to make after this year because you've got 2 levels of franchise tag, exclusive and non-exclusive. If you go exclusive, it gets a lot more expensive, especially if you do tag this year and tag next year, 23 and 24. If they go non-exclusive, that sets the table for someone to present an offer sheet to Lamar Jackson, and if he signs it and the Ravens don't match it, they get 2 first-round picks in return. So how well Jackson does this year is going to enhance or not the dilemma the Ravens are going to face after the season.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I would bet as things stand that they go with the non-exclusive as they stand right now. One, hoping, again, not driving up the price of what you're talking about. Two, maybe realizing like there's not a lot of teams that are built like Baltimore that can just infuse Lamar Jackson into the team and go, oh, now run that offense, to where they have a little power there, at least in my opinion.
And if someone signs with an offer sheet, you match it.
Yeah, you match it.
You finally have your
Exactly
contract.
right.
You don't have to
Exactly right.
negotiate it with him. Someone else did.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.